Cullen Bailey, you've returned to a scene that you probably was familiar to you about a decade ago, the new player induction camp. Tell us about your involvement.
Basically, I got asked to present on career transition and being a past player. I've only been a past player for a couple of months, but it was good, and it was good to see all the rookies and see them here and be able to share with them.
Has it been an interesting journey from your point of view? Must have felt like not all that long ago that you were sitting exactly in their seats, and yet here you are, not with your career having been done, but you are in a transitional phase. Yeah,
sure. I mean, I've been contracted for 9 years, which has been a great journey. So 9 years ago I was in the rookie camp and where those guys were, and cricket has been wonderful to me. I've had great experiences, I've learnt new skills, and I've had a great time. I'm in a place of transition at the moment where I'm looking to establish a career, and I'm still trying to play cricket on the side. So I'm juggling a few different things, but I'm loving it and it's going well.
But you do have ambitions to continue to play some good cricket. What does season 2013-14 have in store for you?
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. I'm going to keep trying to play cricket and try and play for South Australia, probably more in a batting all-rounder kind of role. That's kind of how I finished last year and how I'm going to try and go this year. So bat in the top six and bowl leggies, which is a slightly different path. But I'm just going to play grade cricket, play in the Premier League in South Australia, and try and get another game.
And you've stepped out of the cricket workforce into what some others may call the real workforce. Tell us about what that has involved and how you found that.
Yeah, it's been an interesting transition. I'm working at SA Water, which is the big water utility in South Australia, and doing media relations work, which is going really well. It's obviously a transition from the cricket field to basically any other field, and so far I'm loving it. It's going really well. I'm learning new skills. I'm able to bring a lot of the skills that I've learnt in cricket, resilience, hard work, discipline, into that new role, which is great. And I'm certainly picking up new skills on the go. So there's a fair bit of transition in terms of my lifestyle, but I'm really enjoying it and it's going well.
And how did you set yourself up for this type of opportunity work-wise throughout your time in the sport?
Well, I utilised the education grants through the ACA basically for 10 years. So I was studying on the side all the way through cricket. Did a number of next innings, work experience type programs as well, which is really beneficial. And just continued to try and upskill myself throughout my cricket career, obviously always with one eye on the day that cricket finished.
And whilst that the sun hasn't completely gone down on that time, but it's been another interesting period for you with family and things like that.
Yeah, my wife and I have had a little girl, so she's 18 months old, so life's pretty hectic on that front. And then obviously there's still ongoing study and work and cricket, so life's pretty full, which is the way it should be, and I'm really enjoying it.
You've had pause for reflection since the end of last season, and then you were invited to come along today to talk about your journey. Has that allowed you to really consider what cricket's afforded you?
Absolutely. Reflecting on the kind of journey and my time in cricket that continues, it's been a great time. I've learnt great skills, I've developed great friendships, and cricket's been very, very good to me. To be able to come to something like the rookie induction camp and just share some of those experiences, some of the things I've learnt, and probably that whole concept that cricket is a part of your life, a great part of your life, but it's not who you are. It doesn't completely define everything about you, that you are a person of value despite the fact that things haven't gone exactly how you hoped. So that's probably my overarching kind of reflective thought.
Yeah, I guess one of the hard things about being involved in sport and cricket in particular is that you often view your success in runs and wickets and wins. Was that part of your message today to explain it's beyond that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's naturally every high-performance athlete is ambitious, wants to do well, wants to win, wants to take wickets and make runs as much as physically possible. But I think it's important to know that whilst those things are great and we should chase after those things with everything we've got, at the end of the day, it's not your whole identity. There is more to who you are than just your batting average or your bowling average. And so having that understanding is something that can stand you in good stead during your playing career. And then when the day comes that you have to transition into something else, knowing that it's not just about you as a cricketer, but you as a person, I think is really critical.
You also talked about accessing help and the fact that often young men are a little reluctant to do so.
Aussie men are notorious for wanting to kind of pick themselves up by their own bootstraps. It's an Aussie male thing. You don't ask for help unless you're absolutely desperate. I think there are great resources around professional athletes these days. I think the ACA provide a heck of a lot. I think the state programs are starting to incorporate more things to support individual athletes, and I think that individual athletes should utilise those things as much as possible and ask for help on a range of areas, not just your batting and your bowling, but in areas of your life. Chaplains are there to support you through difficult times. The ACA welfare program is great. Education grants can get you educated while you play cricket. These are good things, and they are available to all ACA members.
So you can be really involved in cricket, but think a little bit less about cricket and still do well at cricket. Is that what you're telling me?
It's something like that. I'd like to think it's not quite as complex as that. That I think that you need to hold cricket in the right place. I think if you start kind of holding it too tight and making everything in your life about cricket, that's when you can kind of lose perspective on where things actually fit and how the world is actually kind of put together.
Well, I know the guys were really absorbed with your presentation today, so thank you very much for being with us, and all the best for the summer ahead.
Thank you very much.